When I started streaming and playing Dota a little over a year ago, I calibrated at 2.2k MMR, dropped instantly to 1.3k, and now I've worked myself up to 3.7k. When you start, everybody's got advice for you. They tell you need to work on last hitting, you need to work on denies, you need to work on tread switching, you need to play this hero, you need to go in this lane. All that's well and good, but we're going to work on 3 simple rules that are going to help you get out of the 2k MMR trench. Alright, here we go. The 3 rules that you have to follow right here. These are your golden rules for getting out of 2K. Let's start with them and then we'll go into detail. Rule number 1, fight when numbers are in your favor. It gives you an advantage just by having more heroes in fights. Rule number 2, if you think you might die, run away. Dying is a big deal in Dota. Run away if you're not sure if you're going to die or if you're not going to die. And number 3, when you're behind in the game, farm. Don't fight, farm. Let's get into detail. Let's start with rule number 1, which also happens to be my favorite rule of the 3, which is fight when numbers are in your favor. Let's go through the talking points. We're going to increase our chances of winning a battle by having more heroes in it. Pretty basic. Hurry to team fights when they are starting. Always have 1 or more teleportation scrolls on you. When you're ahead, don't engage versus multiple heroes on your own. I know sometimes you like to get real confident. You think you can kill multiple people. Don't do it. Go with your team. And force numbers in your favor by rotating to other lanes. Fighting when numbers are in your favor. Being in an advantageous position in a fight means that you probably have more heroes than the enemy team. Let's watch what happens in this little example as this Pudge tries to kill Crystal Maiden. In comes Earth Spirit, there comes Magnus, Puck came flying in. Notice how 4 heroes, oh, this Pudge even says it, 4 heroes, are you for real? 4 heroes rotated over here to kill Pudge and save Crystal Maiden. You have better chances of winning team fights if you have more heroes in them. If you can rotate around the map and put yourself in a position where you have more heroes to fight than the enemy team, you are more likely than not going to win those battles. Moving on to rule number 2, which is probably the most important and easiest to implement. Look, are you below 30% HP? Are you out of mana? Do you feel like your team's losing the battle? Will you kill somebody but still die? If any of these situations are true, run away. People are going to flame you, mute them. Dying is a huge deal. Not only do you lose gold, experience, and time, but you give the whole enemy team gold, experience, and time in return. This is a gameplay example of when you should run away. So we're going to watch actually our Magnus right here. And we're going to see a situation where he's going to stay in this fight, but I'm telling you to leave it because you're not good enough to stay and keep fighting this good fight. We watch our Magnus. He goes in, he runs, and he kills the Rubik. Now, he's going to come back over here, and we're going to watch as Juggernaut's going to Omni Slash him. So he's been Omni Slashed. Let's pause. He's been Omni Slashed. Look at his HP. He is low in HP. He has his RP still up, and he has a Blink Dagger, but we're not going to talk about that because you're probably not at this point in the game at 16 minutes if you're below 2k MMR. What do you do in this situation? You run away. You do not have the mental cognition to process whether or not this Spirit Breaker is alive. You do not know whether or not this Enigma has Black Hole. You don't know if he's behind you. You don't know what's going on the minimap. You don't have the ability to do that yet. And if you do, you're probably not 2K. So at this point, just run away. That's all I'm saying. You don't even know if this Juggernaut has Omni Slash up again and he just used it on you. You forgot that. Run away, guys. Go to your fountain, heal, go farm, do something else. Let your team take care of this. You are 2K, run away. Rule number 3 is an especially difficult rule to grasp for people who are new at the game and don't really understand what's happening or what the state of the game is like. When you're behind in the game, you should farm. If you've been killed, you should farm. One of the biggest mistakes low MMR players make is trying to fight the enemy to get back into the game. Scenario: you die at 10 minutes and you're set back in buying your next big item. You got 2 options. Option 1, fight again. Now, you're at a disadvantage because the enemy team just got golden experience from killing you and have been farming while you've been dead. So, fighting at this point in time probably isn't a good idea. Your second option is to avoid all the fights and farm. This might mean you have to give up a tower. It might mean you have to go to a different lane. It might mean you have to do something different. But if you leave and farm and wait till you hit a power spike, like hitting level 6 or getting a big item, like for example, a Shadow Blade or a Blink Dagger, you can afterwards group up with your allies and fight. At which point you can get the comeback gold from killing the guy who killed you. And on to an example of our final rule. When you are behind, you should farm. We'll take a look at this game. The Spectre's team is down 13-3 in terms of kills. He is behind. He is trying to farm jungle here. He ran away. He sees that people are trying to gank him. Spectre is a hero that works well late game, so all you have to do right now is try to give him space to farm. Since they're behind in the game, they know that they need Spectre to get items. The longer they can hold this team off from taking towers, from killing heroes, and from getting objectives, the better chance Spectre's team has of winning this game, or at least catching up and making it a reasonable and fair fight. And bonus rule number 4. This is a bonus rule because it will mainly help you win the laning phase, and as you all know, you can easily lose the game even if you crush your lane. So the rule is simple. Buy extra regen for your lane. One of the biggest mistakes in low MMRs, and the reason that you lose your lanes, is because you don't have enough regeneration to be able to last hit and do important things. So consider starting the game with 8 tangos. Use the courier to fly yourself healing salves and clarities, and then early on try to get yourself items to sustain yourself in lane, like a headdress or a ring of regeneration. Things like that really go a long way. Think about it, but this is just a bonus rule, just to help you win your laning phase, which will help you win the game overall most of the time. There you have it, guys. Those are the 3 rules for getting up to 2K. Let's recap. 1, fight with numbers in your favor. 2, if you think you might die, run away. 3, when you're behind, farm. Some basic concepts. Oh, and our bonus rule, always have regen in your lane. Hopefully these rules help you guys win some games. Understand that these are not rules for 3K players to follow. They will not translate well into later stages of the game. At some point you will start not being able to follow these, but you'll understand them as you get more experience. Hopefully this helps you win some games. Leave some comments, subscribe, come check me out on twitch.tv/Navetz. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and good day.